So as Trump is pushing aircraft carriers into the Middle East and says he's within 10 to 15 days of targeting Iran unless they agree to a deal, I'd like to take you back to January when he killed the most significant threat to the Iranian regime in its entire history. Protests had begun sweeping Iran in December due to a combination of things. One was a crumbling economy, as well as just people getting sick and tired of decades of oppression and brutal crackdowns by the Iranian regime, which had begun its history in 1979. So when word started getting out about these protests, Trump came out and said, if Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. And that was a massive shot in the arm to the protesters inside Iran who were trying to take down the regime. They had just seen what had happened in Venezuela, where Trump wasn't afraid to go into Venezuela and actually take out a president and kidnap a president. And so they said, hey, the U.S. is coming to our aid. We can go ahead and protest. And those protests went through the roof and peaked after that up until the 8th of January, when Iran completely shut down their internet. And that obviously hurt the ability of the Iranian protesters to organize, but still they were trying. And then a few days later, to add salt to the wound, Trump comes out and says, Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions, save the names of the killers and abusers. They will pay a big price. I have canceled all meetings with Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stops. Help is on its way. MAGA, make Iran great again. President Donald J. Trump. And at this point, 2,500 protesters had assessed to have been killed. After he came out with that second one, that number jumped to 7,500. Some are saying as much as 36,000 people were killed because Donald Trump came out and kept saying we are on the way, and that he was going to come and protect the Republican Party, and Donald Trump was going to come and protect Iranian protesters, and that never happened. So is there any hope that that's happening now with aircraft carriers moving into the Middle East and all these threats of violence against the Iranian regime? No, likely not, because now there's discussions that the negotiations are involving mineral rights, oil and gas fields, even aircraft purchases. So it's all coming down to money. It's not coming down to an overthrow of the regime. That regime will still be there. That regime will still be cracking down on whatever kind of protest infrastructure is left, right? Remember, Trump pulled these people out and lifted them up and said, hey, if you do this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to help you out and we're going to help you overthrow this regime. And so they kept throwing themselves at this regime to try to take over and give themselves a better life. And he did nothing. And now he's in negotiations right now saying, hey, I think it's going to be better if maybe I get oil rights and maybe I get mineral rights and maybe I get, some aircraft purchases, which helps nobody here in the United States except his billionaire buddies who are running the oil companies, who are running the mining companies, who are running the defense contractors. That's it. So who's getting fucked out of all this? Iranian protesters and a possible better future for sure. We are watching that happen in real time. Trump pulled them out and told them to keep fighting so that they could be slaughtered with zero assistance from him and the United States. He baited them to come out so that they could be slaughtered and then didn't do jack shit. But what will he get out of it? He's probably going to get a pretty sweet cut out of whatever deals come out of this in the next couple of weeks as some kind of agreement, comes into play. And that regime stays in power. So there you go. The foreign diplomacy of the Republican Party and Donald J. Trump ain't going to do jack shit for you and me as American citizens. And it sure as hell is not going to do anything for the Iranian protesters. Up to as many as 36,000 human beings killed. A lot of them is a direct result of listening to a con man who's currently running the United States. And I do want to go back and talk about that whole thing and him saying, if you go after and kill peaceful protesters, we're coming for you. This is shortly before his Gestapo killed Renee Good and Alex Preddy, and just after they killed Keith Porter. So there you have it. He's full of shit as always.